Good evening, folks. We're going to call a meeting to order here at 1 Academy Street. That's Swanton Town office on Tuesday, March 15th at 7 o'clock. First item on the agenda is Pledge Allegiance. Please stand and join us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda review. Anybody got anything to add to the agenda?
I have no additions.
Alright.
I have no additions.
Earl, anything to add to the agenda?
Nope.
Kathy, good?
I'm good, thank you.
Joseph, you're good? Brian?
I'm good, we do an executive session.
Okay. Got anything?
Good to go.
I'm good. Alright.
Good evening, chief.
Good evening.
How are you?
Evening.
Well, how are you?
I hear a motion to approve the March 2nd special organizational Zoom select board meeting.
I move.
I'll second those.
Alright, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Public comment, anybody anything under public comment that's not on the agenda? Alright, law enforcement, want the animal control report, page 1.
And this is his report for the month of February. There was
Okay.
not much activity. He was involved with the dogs at
Yep.
45 First Street.
That's right.
And from that, it's been pretty quiet.
Good.
Oh, it's good.
Yep, not bad, thank you. Oh, what else is the next thing? We got health officer report, page 3.
This was, Rosita was not able to join us last week, last time we
Last
met, due to the problem in Zoom. But this is her report, and again, as of, well, the residence on First Street was mentioned a couple of times, and as well as the situation down on Country Acres. So that's what's going on. The first item she had called me on that, and I referred her to call the Agency of Human Services.
Yep. Alright.
I've had discussions with him in regards to that
Yeah.
residence also, Brian, and it just seems to go to deaf ears.
Yeah,
I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but the last thing I heard, I know Missisquoi transported her, and my understanding was they went back later and transported her to a nursing home. So I don't know if that's
Yeah.
still the case. I do know, when I delivered Meals on Wheels today, I realized that the 3 abandoned cars that were in the yard have gone.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh, yeah.
something's taken
Wasn't it
place.
named?
Yep.
And I think I told you, I also had a talk with the owner of the park, and she was gonna do her diligence and send her a notice as far as the vehicles were concerned and so on and so forth. So I'd say the wheels of justice are turning,
Right.
finally.
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 Yep. Alright, anything else under that, anybody? Anything else to do with this? It's law enforcement. Police Department report, page 5.
Okay, which is just.
Evening, sir. How are you?
Wow, how are you?
The chief is here.
Yeah, we don't have a chair for you for some reason.
Okay. Well, we can get one.
Steal Brian's.
Yeah, here, have a seat. And,
Thank you.
Hopefully I made enough for everybody.
What's that?
I said hopefully I made enough for everybody.
Oh, you'll be fine. Erica.
The witness chair.
Oh, you're Brian.
Witness chair. There you go.
Thank you.
Also, thank you.
So this is a summary of the incidents for the town. Again, These are, you may recognize some of these addresses, may not quite exactly line up with town versus village, but it's just a, problem with the system as far as that goes. And how it's flagged in the system. So roughly, 47 incidents in total for the month of February. That front pie chart shows you the breakup of the 10, top incident types, which is a nice summary. So you get to see that. If you go through the first 4 pages after that are a summary of incidents. The 5th page is just a different look at the same summary, the way the system's able to draw data out of it. The 6th page in this packet are tickets. Now the tickets, I don't think we're able to pull out town versus village. I think it just lumps them together. But you'll be able to take a look at it as far as the rough addresses that we use on the traffic stops. And then that's a summary view of the tickets, and then there's a longer view. It's just another way the system's able to pull data out. And then the final page in this report is the arrests for the month of February, and there was not much. It was 1 incident, a violation of abuse prevention order. Although my impression is that it's starting to pick up.
Warmer weather, I'm not surprised.
It's probably just gonna continue to as we go.
Yeah, I like that you got the dates and time on here now, that's much better, so, from
Yeah,
the
because
just makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also appreciate the detailed packet, thank you.
And if you folks have any questions, again, specifically, or if you'd like me to address anything.
I'm good, Matt, I wanted to thank you for your promptness and getting me the ride along with your officer. I did send you an email, did you get it?
You did, I did.
Okay.
It's very complimentary.
Well, these guys don't get enough credit where credit's due, and that's why I wanna make sure that I reached out to you and let you know. Sergeant Knighting, he's a hell of an asset to Swanton. We're lucky to have him, and I just wanna let you know that, there wasn't a question that I asked him, and he had the answer for it, The big thing that applied, and I shared this, we had a joint informational meeting with the village last week, was, it's nice to know that we got officers that they got a heart. And, I'm sure you're aware of one situation that, Paul was good enough to share with me was, a young lady that was speeding in town, and somehow or other, I don't know if he shared that with you, but she didn't have her insurance card, but she had it on her phone. So when she handed him the phone, somehow or other, her bank account came up. She had $7 in her bank account, and her ticket was gonna be $160. And the officer just, how the hell am I gonna give her a $160 ticket for the single mother raising her mom? I just think it was the right thing, and hopefully someday that's gonna come back to the department, but where I'm going with it, I was very appreciative of, and I rode with John, and there again, very informative. We did 1 traffic stop. We were parked on 105, and the guy was 12 miles over, and he was a local guy, and but very informative and very professional. So I want to thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I really encourage, the select board to definitely take advantage of that and ride along with the guys and see what they're doing, because that's one of the biggest problems in law enforcement right now, is this disconnect between communities and law enforcement, and I think it really helps out to try to get a grasp of how complex the job really is.
I agree with that 100%.
There's a lot that goes into it, so.
And I did have some feedback, because I posted the same thing that I sent you, I posted it on Facebook. And I had some people, and I said, what you understand is that policy's not open just to the select board. Any citizen that wants to go in and have a discussion with the chief or the officers, or wanna do a ride-along, all you gotta do is make a phone call. Oh, I didn't know that. Really? Yeah. So, we put the word out there anyway.
Okay.
That's all I got, Jim.
Any update on the trash dumpings, investigating on that?
So, Officer Gilbert reached out to the foreman actually today regarding that,
Okay.
the original incident
Okay,
with the garbage.
Yeah.
And so the information that he received is that it's moved up into Highgate at this point. I guess Highgate's been picking up similar garbage bags
oh, I hadn't
that
heard
have been
that.
dumped on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Is what Officer Gilbert told me. So we have still been essentially surveilling the
Okay.
area
Yeah.
and trying to gather evidence to determine exactly who it is.
Yeah.
He does have leads regarding the
Yeah,
two other incidents. I think one is gonna be difficult just because of the level of cooperation of the person, but Officer Gilbert already interviewed one individual,
yeah,
and then he still has yet to follow up with a second. It's
Okay.
kind of a fine line because he received information from one individual and he doesn't want to necessarily have any sort of retaliation
yeah,
against that individual,
Yeah. Yeah.
but, so we are still working on it,
Okay.
and it's certainly something where we're looking to hold people accountable. And at the
Absolutely.
very
That's the
least,
biggest
depending
thing.
on what their reaction is, having that conversation with them is like, listen, it needs to stop,
Mhm.
otherwise we're gonna
Yeah.
hold you,
We're gonna
as
dump it
accountable
all
as
on,
possible.
find out who it is, so,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I'm good, you got anything else?
Yeah, nothing, great job.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Yep.
night.
Thank you.
Old Town Business, RTP grant letter of interest.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Okay, that RTP is Recreational Trails Program.
Okay.
As you recall, we were turned down for the Ursa grant for
Yeah.
the trailhead. RTP was a grant that we could put in a letter of interest, which was the first step in
Okay.
being invited to apply for a grant. Unfortunately, the maximum grant for this is $30,000. However, it's a start. We did get in the letter of interest in time. I've spoken with the person who is overseeing that. We are gonna get invited, but we have to, and Joel has worked and gotten hold of Trina Broussard at V-Trans, because they need, when we apply for the grant, which is gonna be at the end of April, we have to have the lease in hand, signed and recorded, the property that they're leasing from the state of Vermont for it. She's, Trina has given them until the 15th of April. I don't know what she'll do after that, she says they've had it long enough, they should be able to sign it. So that's the status on that.
Okay.
And
Who's doing all the writing on the grant?
I will be when it, or Joel, we just, the key was to get the invitation.
Invitation.
Yeah, and, so, I'll be getting together with Joel and Betsy, and, I can write it, or, they can, or whatever,
They should be able to use what they had
Yeah.
before, right?
Right, which I have no file here for
Yeah.
that, so. That was,
Well, now you'll have one.
I will have one. And ARPA, I just put it there just for,
Yep.
nothing really new. We're getting some stuff, and it's what we have to report, we gotta set up some sort of account for reporting purposes, but, that's something that we certainly can, probably should start getting some, work done on.
Well, that was my question to bring up tonight. Do we wanna start talking about having a community discussion meeting that about the ARPA funds? I mean,
I think it's.
open
it's
it to the
time.
public for, I mean, don't mean we're gonna do anything necessarily, but everyone, listen to everyone's ideas and.
Right, we
Yeah.
could probably also lay the foundation of what we can and cannot use it for. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's some misconception
Yeah.
of that, it's
Yeah.
just not a free-for-all. And
Right.
I think we really got a plan to use that money other than just
Right.
what we can fix now is
Yeah.
for a plan for that for the next 3-4 years that,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
dates
Yeah.
are allocated
Mhm.
for.
Yeah, and, also, and I know Nicole, you signed up for the VLCT,
Correct.
and there's a thing in there about ARPA funding.
Right.
I also signed up for the same thing, so, so the two of us will get, some info on that. It's a, so that's, but I think it's time to
Yeah.
start scheduling,
Do you-
Public
Do
hearing,
you think we should do something in May or something like that? Have some kind of meeting,
either
public meeting?
late April or
Yeah.
May.
Yeah,
Neil,
Are
have
we
you
going
guys,
to May? We got the revote in April, the end of April.
yeah.
Oh, that's right, end of April. is
Yeah.
There's gonna be informational
Yeah,
meetings.
I think we'll be fine, we do it first part of May, I don't know what the
Yeah.
village's thoughts are, but.
Neil, have you guys had any thoughts of possibly when you would hold your public for the ARPA
We
funds?
haven't set a date, no, but by the looks of things, the end of April's gonna be kinda busy.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a revote on the school budget and a couple others here,
Yeah,
and,
well, that's what I
But,
think in May,
we
might be
can
easier.
coordinate it,
Yeah.
get both of us together
I
at
think
the
it'd be
same
easier.
time.
I would say probably do them both
Yeah.
together if you think the same
Yeah.
thing, that's what I was thinking.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's ideas, so.
One of the things I have been seeing in other communities is they put out a survey, let it stay open for a period of time, and then when we come together for a meeting, you know, we'll already have some data to look over. If that's something that you folks are interested in, I can certainly help set that up, with correspondence from everybody, of course.
Probably doesn't hurt.
Mhm.
We just gotta be cautious, we just gotta be cautious of any plans that they may not know of that we may need to have some money set aside for.
Mhm. And that, and it doesn't, that's like I said, we can take everyone's ideas, but it doesn't mean we're gonna do those ideas, but we wanna hear everybody's thoughts, that, you know, what they think we should use it for.
It might be a way to educate the community on what we can do with it
Mhm.
and say, well, this is what we're allowed to
Mhm.
do out of
Yeah.
these options, rank which ones are
Yep,
your primary focus.
yep. Yep.
Neil, did you have something you wanna add?
I think we've kind of initiated that anyways, at our meetings, we ask for input, and SEP is out there, they've got a lot of suggestions,
Oh, I know.
and, some
Sure
of
they
them
do.
can't do with that money, but,
Yeah.
we have had some feedback as to what people want to spend it on, but some of it's, you can't spend it on what they want, so that'll have to come forth at our informational meeting.
Well, that's why I was thinking a survey to really say, but these are the uses that we're allotted, you know, out of
Yeah.
these, what are your,
But I just
That's what
hate
I'm
to,
saying, they can get on our, either one of our websites and make their suggestions.
right, it's a suggestion, I wouldn't wanna mislead them with a survey, so to speak, to think that this is what we can survey, what do you wanna use it for, that was,
Mhm.
I would just be cautious of the wording, that's all, yeah.
Yeah. Just gather information, ideas, yeah.
Well, we don't actually have any kind of, we don't know what it is.
Yeah, we've got a
We've
good
got
idea
some
opinion
guidance,
from,
but-
the League of Cities and Towns.
Have they got it in a easy to read form yet? Or have we gotta go through 56 pages?
No,
It's much easier
No, the last time they sent out something, I think it was
Yeah.
much more
Yeah, I gave it to you in the
understandable.
last meeting, and that's about as simple as you can get it. Or we can cut it down and make it more, specific. You can do this, and you can't do this. But, we can do that, certainly have that ready to go. We
Maybe
have
a
the-
PowerPoint or something, what you can,
Yeah, yeah. It's fairly easy to understand, so, and they've hired us, the league has hired a specialist so we can go to them if we've got questions.
Of course, yeah.
Well, that's probably what we'll be doing at the public hearing, we'll be presenting a lot of that,
Mhm.
and then they'll probably have to, there's gonna be more than one hearing.
Yeah. well,
Yeah.
But at least get it started so that people understand what can be done,
Yeah.
and then they can come up with some ideas,
Mhm.
things that we probably, haven't thought of.
Right.
So do you wanna get with Reg and Neil and see
Yeah.
what we, sometime in May, what works
Yeah.
for a date to have this joint meeting?
Yeah.
For that,
We can do
okay,
that.
sounds like a plan to me. Newtown Business Audit Report 2019 AMP Spice Company. We all got a copy of that. I don't really wanna write to it tonight. I think we can take it home for homework if you want.
You can, take it home, review it.
Apparently they were behind the 8 ball because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
We'll have the 20s.
And
Yeah.
I would just concentrate more on
That's why this-
handouts they
handouts,
gave,
yeah,
the summary.
Much easier.
And, really, if you got
Just
any
get-
questions,
No, you can-
we probably have to ask them,
That's
Yeah.
and then
These
they
are
could
the-
answer it, but,
Yeah.
I went through it, there's nothing,
No.
shouting out there. And just be
Yeah.
Or we'll put it this way, if there were, they'd request a personal meeting.
We never heard about it,
Exactly, yeah, no, we're good, so.
or additional information.
So they finished
Yeah,
19.
that's right.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Discussion on possible special town meeting vote to allow retail sale of cannabis within the town of Swanton. That's number 6, we got some information on that.
Yeah, according to the Secretary of State's office, we can vote certainly, for, have a special town meeting for the vote. However, their opinion was, that we could not merge the question with the village vote. And that came from J.P. Isabel, the election.
That'd be 2 separate votes, right?
Yeah.
Village votes one, we vote.
So
Yeah.
but we could have it on the same day.
Mhm.
It'd be set up like a town meeting, you come in, the village residents here and town residents there. And, actually I've roughed out a warning, we can't sign it tonight, 'cause it's not on the agenda to sign, but it specifically says the legal voters of the town of Swanton, who are legal voters in town meeting, and who reside outside of the corporate limits of the village of Swanton. So it's strictly town residents voting on this. The village will
Have their own vote. Yeah.
their own vote. So it's still getting that offset. And then it goes on in Article 1, shall the town authorize cannabis retailers in town pursuant to 7 VSA, Section 863, which is the law that allows it, state law. And then Diane at the village and I were on the phone, and we set Thursday, April 21st, as the informational meeting.
Okay.
We have a meeting on the 19th, regular meeting. There's a school informational meeting in there someplace, and so we said, well, 21st,
What was that date again, Brian, sorry?
April 21st.
Yep, we're having that
At the,
information meeting.
yeah,
complex,
school's
at
on the
7 o'clock, or
I mean, the
Information
school is on the
meeting.
25th. Yeah.
at 7 o'clock, our information meeting,
Yeah,
the time?
yeah. At the village common.
Okay.
And when is the vote scheduled for?
The 26th, April the 26th, 7 AM to 7 PM.
Well, that's assuming we approve it.
That's right, this is all up to you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess we do have some people here.
Yep.
Like to hear what they're proposing, I guess.
Hi, good evening, how are you?
I can start out, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the one, and I wanna reiterate what Brian had said. We had a meeting last night, and we're gonna have our own vote, as I said. Mainly because we should have done it this way in the first place, so, and we're all hoping, town and village are hoping we have more people get out and vote. Earl wondered if I could bring our local expert, this is Jack Nichols from St. Albans, and
Don't hold that against me.
he's our go-to guy for information on cannabis sales with the state, and he has experience at it, and about a month ago, the Messenger did a 4-page article interviewing Jack and saying the pros and cons and everything. So, if you've got any questions about the sale, that's what Jack's here to say.
I'll do my best to answer it. I'm certainly not the authority on it, but I mean, I do this every day, all day, so I have pretty good knowledge on it.
Neil, are you voting to have it just in the village, or are you voting to have the other one overturned, the last vote overturned?
No, we're re-voting the original vote. It's a re-vote.
Yeah.
Because it was
But ours is just the village, so, and yours is really just the town,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Outside.
But we definitely have an opportunity with an interested party that wants to locate in Swanton. And, I can't emphasize enough how much it would do for the community. I mean, we have people that shun it, but, I hate to see Swanton have the opportunity and miss it, because St. Albans Town approved it, Sheldon approved it, so if we don't take the opportunity, it's gonna go to one of them.
Okay, can the market get oversaturated?
Yeah, the market can totally get oversaturated, just like any other commodity. That being said, the state's not going to govern that. It's just going to give licenses out as it sees fit for the municipalities that vote yes. It's really upon the market to determine whether or not there's going to be a store in St. Albans and Swanton, should you guys approve it, and in Highgate. You know, I don't know. I mean, I have my own opinions about whether or not the population can support that many stores this close to each other in Lincoln County. I personally don't think we need that many. That being said, the market will determine that. If someone's going to open a store, no one's going to go to it, or they may not have superior products as to the one over in St. Albans or the town next, and that store will then close, just like any other business.
Are they able to apply for licenses yet?
They're able to apply for, as of today, early growing licenses to get the shelves stocked up for October 1st, but there have not been any actual retail licenses doled out to anybody yet, officially, anything.
But they can put applications in starting?
No,
not
just
for-
growing,
Just growing.
just growing, until the CCB comes out with Rule 3 and 4, the last enforcement and medical. Then they'll start opening the doors to, because retail is gonna be the last people that are allowed to, because without the growing, if you don't have the infrastructure, without the ancillary businesses, the processing, then what's the point of having all these retail stores with nothing on the shelves? So, yes, that's gonna happen, it's just the retail stores, if I had to guess, would be the last ones to start getting it. Soon, but not like next week.
Do you know how many people are want to apply for retail?
Yeah, I have a good, you mean in Vermont total?
Well, in this area, I mean.
Franklin County?
Yeah, in Franklin County, I know St. Albans for sure it's gonna happen, someone's gonna swipe up St. Albans, that's gonna happen. Sheldon, I know voted yes, just like Neil said, someone is obviously gonna put a store there, or else they wouldn't have pushed as hard. But, in my opinion, I think Swan's got kind of, something on St. Albans and Sheldon that they don't, is just, being the crossroads for so many different places, as well as foreign visitors coming down here pretty soon in the summer. In my opinion, no longer does anybody have to be scared of going across the border and ending up in their pockets. Why take the chance? For Americans can now go to Canada and just buy it. Canadians can now just come into Vermont and just buy it. If Swanton is sitting there on one of the first exits off of 89 for Canadians to come down and start to spend their money and start to spur our economy on, why not have a dispensary here to basically take the money on before it gets down to Burlington? Is basically what we're trying to do, right? So.
Do you know of any statistics for crime with communities?
Yeah, I do. That's a really good question. I have a lot of citable facts, none that I can give to you, verbally.
Yep.
I put a presentation together already for St. Albans City and Town that I did last year.
Yep.
I can just send that to you.
Okay.
It's already done.
I think it's important for us in the community.
Just to let you guys know, dispensaries go into a town, house prices go up 15%, crime goes down, opioid use goes down. Believe it or not, there's a lot of counterintuitive facts, and these are all citable. This is data.
We're gonna need that for a public meeting.
Of course, yeah.
Well, why, you asked me to bring Jack in, but tonight, I just wanna cover the basics so you can approve it or not. So you had any questions, but we got a whole different presentation if we go to the informational meeting.
Right.
I mean, you guys got a full agenda tonight, so if you wanna get into some detail, we can, but, we'll definitely have something, for the informational meeting before the vote.
Well, I do believe it could put Swan in a unique position for the future. I mean, who would have thought 5-10 years ago this is where we're gonna be having this discussion? I think it's an opportunity for the community, believe it or not, to take that step forward for the future.
Another question.
That's me.
Yeah, please ask.
Seeing you know all the communities that have done it, how controversial has it been in those? Has there been a lot?
Not as controversial as you would think. I grew up in the 90s, So, you know, I'm right on the border, one leg of it being kind of, people kind of shun, look down on, as well as, you know, I'm a businessman, right? I pay my taxes just like everybody else, but I happen to do it with cannabis. It's legal. The stigma's gone. There's way too much. I could get into that. I could go get on my soapbox if you want me to. There's a lot more good than there is bad, and I'll just leave it at that.
Well, there's gonna be this is an issue that could be some strong passion on,
Of course. Yeah.
you know, and.
That's why the opportunity is so big for Swanton. If it was just another deli, then who cares, right? This is cutting edge business here. This is prohibition in 2022.
But I think that's the important part when the presentation is really, we're not just talking somebody standing on a corner doing it. This is where this has evolved to.
Yeah. It's a whole ecosystem with rules and yeah, absolutely. It's developing complex now.
And there's gonna be some strong opinions
Yep.
to both boards if we, you know, we go ahead with this, but I think the positives outweigh the negatives in this, but, because if we don't do it,
Yeah, that money's just gonna drive to St. Albans.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think it's important that we get out that the positives of what this will do for Swanton is the most important thing. The benefits of Swanton.
I think that if you frame it in, last year, there was the local option tax with 1% that the town would get back for sales of if they had a dispensary within the municipality. Please don't quote me on this, but I have people down up here that have been telling me there's actually gonna be more like 2 to 4% for the town. They're still negotiating what that's gonna be, but that's a lot of money every year, just for having the store. You know, not to mention, you know, if there's a dispensary in Swanton, prices, you know, value of houses go up, crime goes down. Other businesses want to be next to businesses that bring, you know. And Swanton has this beautiful Ace there now, and that cafe. You know, there's a good start. It's a really good start.
I'm good. You guys got any other questions?
No.
Well, I think we should, if we're gonna do it, we better start getting some information out prior to the hearing. If we're gonna get people out to vote, they're gonna have to be aware it's happening. Maybe some of the information that he has for the, you know, that we were gonna present at the public hearing, you know,
Yeah.
statistics about, you're talking about crime going down.
Sure.
And blah, blah. You know, we could start putting some of that out now.
Okay. Yeah. I can get that to you ASAP. That's not a problem.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get it to me, I don't do social media.
Just gonna say, you better send that to Brian.
I wouldn't send it to you via TikTok.
That'd be funny.
He can't even do Facebook, so we don't worry about TikTok.
I prefer doing business face to face.
Fair. I'm with you.
You know, I just can't
Yeah.
do it the other way.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah.
Looks good, Scott.
You guys all set? Yeah. Elizabeth, your question?
Yeah, and I apologize, my camera's not working.
That's okay.
I'm happy to put out a newsletter with any information that you want for the informational meeting.
Hey, Elizabeth, this is Mark. I have a question for you pertaining to this. Do you have any knowledge, I guess in your awareness of the economic impact that this may have in other communities that it's happened?
We don't have the data, obviously, specifically to Vermont, and I'm real anxious to see what he has, and I'm zooming on your name, I'm sorry.
My name's Jack.
The J part, the J part, right? I will say that I think, obviously there are concerns, and I think that the town and the village need to be smart about where to put it. But it's going to happen. St. Albans is going to get one, and does that necessarily mean, oh my God, we have to have one? No, but it is legal in the state, whether you agree with it or not. And I think it's a real opportunity for Swanton, given everything that Jack just said, where we're located, the amount of traffic that comes through. And as long as it's, in a good location, and
I'm confident that the state and the agencies will, regulate, monitor this. Other states have done it, and we haven't. I believe Oregon is a very prominent one, and they've had it for a number of years. And I think it's been generally considered pretty much a success. So I obviously support what the select board decides to do, but I think in the end, at the end of the day, it really should be up to the voters to decide.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
So, go ahead, Eric.
Following up on what Elizabeth said, it's up to the voters to decide. As a board, are we going to take a position on it? That would be another thing. Are we gonna say yes or in favor of this? Is this what the trustees have done?
Yeah.
As a board?
That's why we put it up for the vote. I don't think you have to say one way or the other if you don't wanna, but, because you're leaving it up to the voters, like she said, and we left it up to the voters. But it was real close, so we're asking for a revote. If we didn't believe it was a good idea, we wouldn't ask for a revote.
It was that close to
So,
town
6
meeting.
votes. And we had 1,560 voters, and 240 showed up, and we lost by 6 votes.
Yeah, but that was kind of a last minute thing too, that,
Well, we didn't find out about it.
right,
We didn't
right,
find out about the opportunity till late, or we'd have
yeah.
been in this meeting first.
Yeah. But now we got a little bit more time to try to get people involved, and whether we feel it's important, if we feel it's that important, then I think we should make a recommendation. I mean, it puts us on the line, but, generally when a board brings an issue before the voters, it's because they agree it should be done.
Right.
We can't vote on putting this on a ballot tonight, you said, or can we?
That's not on the agenda.
It's not on the
So
agenda.
we'd have to have a special meeting,
Well,
probably at noon time.
It's in the agenda, it's just not on the agenda.
How many days do we have?
30. You have 30 days. It has to be warned no less than 30. So they got till March 26th.
So, yeah, we definitely would have to meet again.
We can just do a quick noontime meeting just to sign it. I've made the draft copy so I can pass this out to you and you can look at it.
How many rules are we gonna break if we vote on it tonight?
I can't ask a
It's
question.
in the agenda, it's just not on cover.
I can't ask a question exactly until open discussion.
Well, there ain't much to it.
No. We'll have, one of the things would be, and we'd have this at the informational meeting, the people will wanna know exactly what is pursuant, what does 7 BSA section 863 mean? So we'll have that printed off and say, that's the statutory reference, that's what it says in the, and we'll have that for their, we could print some copies of it.
So, if we wait till our first meeting in April to vote on it,
It's too late.
It's too late,
Too late.
okay,
You have to do it next week.
okay.
You gotta do it by,
Well, I'll
you gotta
tell
do
you.
it next week.
If we can do it on Friday, I'm a little more flexible on Friday than I am. Next week's gonna be tough.
Okay,
It's
you
in
do it
This Friday?
Yeah,
this Friday?
do it this Friday, we get time to warn it.
Yeah, 48 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, warn it tomorrow.
yeah. You wanna do it at noon time on Friday, is that okay for everybody, or
Works for me.
Earl, is that okay for you?
I know right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can do noon this Friday, but next week it ain't gonna fly, so,
Alright.
yeah, okay.
Make a note here to myself.
All right.
One, Friday.
It would be nice, Brian, if we had some of that information from Jack at the meeting on Friday, so we, you know, we can start seeing what we wanna.
Just give me your contact info, point of contact email.
Yeah.
And I actually go home, I'm St. Albans, send it tonight, fine.
Email overload.
Yeah,
Trying to get
PowerPoint, you guys do
email
it, so,
overload.
Yeah.
totally.
No, me.
I'll print it out and leave it in your mailbox.
Yeah, because
That's, figure out a way to get you.
I think,
Earl will be farming it next year.
Good cover crop.
I don't know, I mean, that hemp deal didn't mount to,
No, it didn't, that's a separate conversation.
so, yeah.
I was around for that too.
Earl, does that fall under organic?
Yeah.
To say something about that, as far as local farmers growing it, there was a news item on Channel 5 tonight that says New York State is gonna allow, growers over there, the local growers over there. So I don't think Vermont has come to that yet, but, if New York sets a precedent, they might, so we might have, like, I think Alan asked that question, if he could sell to a dispensary, locally, but, that might be a future development that would be beneficial to the ag business locally, so.
Yeah, this has a whole thing of itself, it's just gonna, way beyond our future, that's for sure.
Pat, you had a question?
It's okay to talk?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just educate me a little bit between cannabis, CBD,
Sure.
and THC.
Yeah, totally. So they actually come from the same plant. So if you looked at a cannabis plant, no one on the face of the earth can look at that plant and say, well, that one's got a whole bunch of CBD and it's legal, or that one's got a whole bunch of THC. CBD, THC, CBN, CBG, but they're called cannabinoids,
Right.
and they naturally occur in all cannabis. What these breeders do is they isolate THC or CBD in these plants, and that's what they breed and grow. So they find strains that have a whole bunch of CBD, and they know now people know that CBD or THC has certain effects on the body. They just breed those plants for high CBD content. THC is in there; it's always in there,
But
but it's very low, very very low. So that's how they actually grow THC out or down.
Is that the same with the cannabis?
Same with the cannabis, yeah,
Yeah,
super
very
high
low.
THC, and then get the other cannabinoids, and they're like I said, they're all there and they're all important. It's just a matter of the ratio.
I don't mean to sound stupid, but, what's the cannabis actually used for?
A whole bunch of different things. I mean, I'm a veteran, so PTSD is a huge use for cannabis.
Is it really?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of physical ailments. Cancer patients use it for a lot of different, appetite, stimulation as well as pain management. And it's all just a naturally occurring plant in the ground that's unadulterated and just dried. There's nothing done to it. So that's why, my personal stance of it being villainized for as long as it has is kind of, it stinks, but it's the world we live in, so, yeah.
I would just like to add to that.
Sure.
I used that when I had cancer,
Uh-huh.
and that just took the chemo pain right away, instantly.
All right.
It's just unbelievable. And you don't even get high, it just takes
Well,
that
no,
pain
that
away.
was my next, there's no high to it.
So CBD is a non-psychoactive cannabinoid. It's just for the positives and none of the buzz. Yeah, none of the buzz. But we're talking THC here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking legal
Yeah, we're
THC
not
sales.
talking that.
CBD's been legal to
Right,
sell for a
CBD 's been
while.
legal
Yeah,
for a while.
right.
I
But
know
this
that,
is all
but-
THC then. Yeah.
Have you picked a location in Swanton that it would go if this went through?
I think that if a business person was taking a look at the town, there's a few good spots, sure, but I think that somebody would want to know that this was going to happen, that the town and the village were behind it.
Right.
before anybody started talking to anybody about locations and where
Okay,
to go,
and
yeah.
then you said crime will go down.
Yeah,
Okay. There's quite a few crack houses in the
Yeah.
village here,
Yeah.
so I just didn't know if that would cause any conflict.
yeah. Well, hopefully we're affecting their sales, right?
That's what I'm hoping
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
but conflict for the business
Yeah.
that sets up was what, one of my concerns would be as
Mm.
as a resident of the village.
Yeah, so I think what you can kind of take a look at the data from Colorado, Washington State, and Oregon, even California now, and take a look at their crime rates. And I mean, those look just. I don't want to say that we're not unique in the drug problem that we have, you know, here in Swanton, St. Albans, the opioids, but you know, they have problems out west too.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So dispensaries did open up. There was no drug war. There was no beef. You know what I mean?
Move to a different area.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So
So.
I'd like to see them all move out of.
Sure, yeah, so would I, yeah.
Especially with, I mean, I see positive in it, and if it's gonna lower crime rate, lower the drug use that
Yeah.
you see, you know,
Yeah, that's what the data shows.
okay.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't even have to give my opinion on it, just with the.
I didn't mean to
Yeah.
throw you.
No, it's okay, that's why I'm here, yeah.
Like I said, I didn't sound stupid, but.
No,
it's
you're not, you didn't sound stupid at all.
education.
Yeah, totally. This is, I mean, this is kind of like, I've been used to talking about it, and it, like, even though I'm a business guy, like, I'm also having to educate people about cannabis, and that's fine. It's
I think
no
that's the
problem.
important part of the informational.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Thank
totally.
you for letting me talk.
No problem, thank you for asking, appreciate it.
I would've just been thinking about this, and not knowing.
No, no, unless you ask, so, yep. Anyway, other questions on
I
this
guess-
topic?
I don't know, I guess if we're gonna go on record, then I'll make a motion that we schedule a special meeting on
Friday the
25th to vote to have,
We're doing the 18th.
To approve the warning.
to approve the
No.
warning to have the vote. on-
This Friday,
The-
18th.
Oh, you're gonna do it this Friday?
Yeah, it'd be easier for me this Friday,
Okay,
so,
okay.
yeah,
What else?
Alright,
okay,
so the 18th,
Yep.
to schedule the vote
yeah.
for if the residents of Swanton Town want to allow cannabis sales
In
in
Swanton.
the town.
Okay, that's one. All right, Mark seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Alright,
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank
you for coming out. Appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
your
guys, have a
time.
nice night.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Look forward to hear more.
Of course, I'll send this to Nick.
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good, thank you.
Thank you for answering my question.
Senate Bill S-274, page 9, is that something different? You know what we're talking
Yeah.
about? Okay.
This was a bill that was introduced by Senator Parent to allow basically reformations of the joint legislative bodies that the town and village had. I stumbled across it a couple of weeks ago, but it doesn't appear to be moving. So I don't think anything's gonna happen to it. This is crossover week when a bill has to clear out of its first committee of jurisdiction, and this is still sitting in Senate government operations, so. But I just let you know that it was out there, so.
Okay.
But if there should be any change, we'll let you know.
as long as we're on legislation, there was an article in Messenger tonight about a bill, and it has to do with this issue in St. Albans Town and St. Albans City about,
Yeah,
uh,
the affiliation fee.
that's it.
In other words, well, that's what they call it, but
Yeah.
it's a
The water
property
and sewer
tax
fee?
levied
Oh.
by the city on town property, so it's, yeah, there's a bill that's been working its way through, well, it started back when I was down there. Actually, originally I signed on to the original bill, and then, it's been moved around a bit, so. But, yeah.
But I didn't get a chance to really read the article, I had a few comments in there, it seemed like, people were digging their heels in pretty hard,
Yeah.
turning the spigot off.
Yeah, that was, I had a conversation with select board member of the town of St. Albans, and yeah, that's, what was, the term was used, yeah,
Yeah.
so.
Alright. Community Economic Development, set meeting is 3/3/22.
That was,
And,
that was a set meeting
Yeah.
that we had, I attended along with Reggie, Neil was there, Nicole was there. It was the first time I had attended one, I think, ever. I found it to be very beneficial, it was very informative. Reggie and I gave an update of what the town and the village were up to. We were supposed to talk for like 20 minutes, I think we went on for about 45. And just letting you know that I was there. And I plan on going to the next one. The other, let's see, to get to the right page here. Well, wherever it went. I put this together and I can't find it. Okay, the Ldrt, Memorial Valley Rail Trail Stakeholders Virtual Meeting, that's on Thursday, the St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. I will be attending that. It's virtual, it'll be on Zoom. And that's, people have been invited from St. Johnsbury through to Swanton, and seeing that once this thing is open, which is coming up pretty quick, how we can capitalize on it. Of course, one of their things is the trailhead that we've talked about.
Yep.
And St. J has got, I guess they've got quite a setup there on their end of it. I haven't seen it, but here it's been very well done.
Yeah.
So it's just an exchange of ideas. So that's going to be happening in March, on St. Patrick's Day. And then the Secretary of Agriculture tour of Lucille, I always say Lucille,
Yeah.
Swan Valley.
Yep.
What's on behind
He's coming up on the 8th, Friday, April 8th, to tour the plant and talk, and Earl will be there, I'll be there. The secretary is bringing along a couple of people. I believe Elizabeth is going to be there, and probably Tim Smith. So if any of you are free to attend,
What time is that gonna be for him?
11 o'clock.
12 o'clock here.
Are we gonna meet here, right?
You can meet here,
Yeah.
and then
Are you gonna be back by 12 o'clock for here? Cause we're gonna meet here Friday.
no, this is Friday.
April
This is
8th.
April
Oh,
8th.
April
April
8th.
8th,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay.
Couple more weeks,
Yeah.
3 more weeks roughly.
Yeah, we'll meet here and then go down and go from there, so I can send out a reminder.
I wanna go back to B, Brian.
Yep.
Now, you're obviously gonna be there, but, who else from the town, recreation, are they gonna be involved with this?
Did you get anything on it?
I have not received an invite, but I did reach out to you and told you that I'm available to be there.
Right, so, yeah, I can send you I didn't send you the Zoom
No.
link.
Not yet.
Okay, I'm not sure if I've got it yet, I'll take a look,
That's just Thursday.
yeah.
I do have regular conversations as far as the rec department with the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail group, the Friends of Lamoille Valley Rail Trail. Swanton is definitely lacking representation on the committees or in the stakeholder group for sure.
Has that issue been brought to, I'm going up to 80 now, the Swanton enhancement?
So Betsy and Joel are involved, because of, the Ursa grant and the BOREC grant and all of, the Fourth Street conversations. The Fourth Street Committee spiked off and did a small discussion on the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail, and that's where the trailhead and the Ursa grant came into play.
It ain't gonna happen by itself, so people are gonna have to be involved in it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But there,
I was on one of the meetings quite a while back, but that was a long time ago. When they just finished that, I think it was.
from a recreation standpoint, what we have here in Swanton, especially the wildlife. for that type of recreation, people are gonna be on, going on trails, probably gonna love going.
I think it's important that we have representation from the rec, or maybe even Ed being the rec commissioner, maybe joining in on that to get as much information as we can. Maybe
Sure.
too. I mean, you drive yourself pretty thin a lot, so I think it's
Yeah, that's.
important to have some people there, whether it be Joel or Brian or even Ed. I think it's important.
Yeah, definitely. All right, are we good on all three of those topics? Okay. Highway Department, 2022 State Transportation Grant.
Okay, just a reminder that Kevin, you and I should get together soon.
Yep.
To just figure out what do you want to do for paving. We know BB Road.
Okay.
But anything else,
Yep.
and ballpark a number, and send, get the grant started for that.
Now, this is the one, this is our paving grant that we,
Yep.
it should be first on the list, cause we never got it last year.
That's
We were
right.
supposed to get it the year before, so.
But they
Yeah.
want the applications in by April 15th.
Okay, I am meeting with Kevin on Friday to go over paving stuff.
Okay.
So, we'll get with you on Friday after I meet with
Okay,
him or
you know what
something.
time are you meeting?
I haven't told him the time yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
because he needs to meet with me, and I'll
Okay.
say that in executive session.
Okay.
So he's in high demand.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, we'll figure it out between the two of us, and three of us, and
Yeah.
get together on it, so,
Yeah.
yep, that's.
This is strictly a paving grant.
It's just
No,
pavement.
well, you could probably put in for other stuff too.
Yeah, it's mostly pavement,
But
road,
mostly,
if we- like if we needed culverts or something like that, and that
Well,
would be
we've got
road,
the.
but the culvert grant we got is different, but this is road construction and that kinda stuff.
Well, we
basically.
got the Berry Road
Yeah.
situation that
Yep,
they said that
yeah,
the state that we should have a bridge.
yeah, I think you're
so.
cracking the head, but,
But,
yeah, we'll have to get somebody else's opinion on that, but yeah, I'll work with you guys on Friday on that.
Yeah,
Actually, Kevin is going Thursday with a guy from Pike Paving to look at our roads to give us a
Elizabeth's got her
rough.
hand up.
Yeah, just one second, Elizabeth, to give us a rough idea of
Okay.
what it's gonna cost us for these roads, so we got a rough idea of what we can put out to bid, so.
Okay.
Yeah, Elizabeth, question?
Before I forget, and it sort of falls under highway, it's been several months, and we're going into construction season. Would you like an update from Bethany on the MVU sidewalk?
Absolutely.
Brian, you want me to reach out or to Bethany?
Yeah, you can if you'd like, yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that the other day, that we need an update, so, see where we're at.
Yeah.
If that's, do you recall, did they expect that to go out to bids this year?
Well, that's what, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Memory seems to serve that it should have gone out between January and April, because that's, going into construction season. So that's what I'm thinking. So I will touch base with her in the morning.
Okay, yeah, let us know where they're at. So that would be definitely good to know. Okay. Anything else on that, the grants?
No.
The highway, I have exciting news, I told you guys earlier that we're going to get our new truck tomorrow finally, after
Oh, you
just
are?
about a year, so. The
Yeah.
guys are going down tomorrow to get it.
Who's driving that home?
I'm sure it'll be Kevin. Yeah, be able to flip a coin. I can go home and drive it home, but I don't have time tomorrow. Get too
Yeah,
much going on. But,
He'll probably fight you for it.
yeah, exactly. So,
Hopefully you make it.
yeah, it better be.
Maybe he'll drop that plow just one time this year.
Yeah, maybe. You see, the best part is they told me today they put the plow in the back of the truck to bring it home with it, so. Well, it's a little warm. It's not that warm, come on.
You never know.
But it's all the way from Barry, it is all
Yeah.
banging up
Yeah.
down the road, so. But, it's all done, and I did talk to him about that correct down body, and it's being built, the body that's supposed to go on it. And should be calling for the paint coat in the next month, he said, to paint it, to color it to match the body, so. They are aware of the situation, and before we pay, and I'll just let you know, before we pay any bill to them, we need to come up with some kind of agreement, cause we're gonna hold back some money on this deal.
Oh, I wouldn't even pay that bill until you told me to pay it.
Yeah, no, I know you would, but, yeah, Yeah.
Did, the person we interviewed for the job accept the job?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, he starts Monday morning.
Yeah, yeah, he starts, that was the next thing, yes, he starts Monday morning. I don't have anything else for highway, guys, just working on stuff, he's ready for spring.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
probably ready for spring.
Yeah,
Got a lot of
ready.
road cleaned up and-
yep, we do, I did give you an email of a complaint, I'm falling short today about a large amount of sod on somebody's lawn, so I'll have Kevin check that out and see if they had to go too far over the wing or what, but.
Must've been a car coming.
Yeah, who knows, whatever, but, yeah. He did say in his email, the person that he complimented the highway crew, they did an awesome job, it's just, we come out and look at this, cause it's a lot more than I've ever cleaned up, so. I said, it's no problem, so, I don't know what else. Anything else particular. I guess that's it for highway. You have anything else for highway? No. Expenditures, general orders. I'll entertain a motion to approve general orders from February 16th, 2022 to March 15th, 2022.
We'll make the motion to approve them orders dated, so.
Second?
Alright. Any discussion on them? I already looked at them all, so I'm good. Anybody got any questions on them, or need a minute?
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Oh, ayes have it. Highway orders February 16th, 2022, March 15th, 2022.
I'll make the motion to accept the order dated, so.
Any second on that?
Second.
Second over here. Any other discussion on them?
What they have the 12 lights for?
Bought some new lights for 2 of the plow trucks. They're a little brighter and got heat on them so they can stay defrosty when it's cold and nasty out, so. Yeah, 2 of them had old lights on them and they just don't have good vision. They were on sale, so. Yeah. Make it a lot easier to see it now.
What about fuel prices? How's that gonna affect that?
It's gonna hurt. Cost me $148 for my pickup up today. That is about
Well, I ain't worried about yours. I'm worried about the camp.
wow, okay. I'll just say,
I think it
for rule, it just cost me double what it used to cost me to fill my truck up today, so you can imagine what it's costing to fill in big trucks.
Sounds like you're driving around too much.
No, I don't even let it idle anymore.
I wonder how much of an increase we're gonna be looking at.
I bet a lot.
The number's been pretty big for fuel on here, I can tell you that. Yeah, of course, we've had a lot of storms, a lot of, there may not have been much, but we always had to go out, so.
Well, I must have a pretty good idea of how many gallons they buy a year. Probably
Yeah.
doesn't vary
You
a
have to look
lot.
back and see, I'm sure Kathy can figure it out for me.
I've got the reports for every year, I can go look and see.
Yeah, you know, you'll just
I wanna
minute.
say, I don't know, I guess,
Yeah.
it's a lot. Of
Yeah.
course, the January, February, when they're out plowing, they're filling up just about every day.
Yeah, and burn a lot more.
So,
than
because I think the past 2 months, we've averaged about 55,
I was gonna say it was a
$56
little over
month.
5,000, yeah.
A month.
Summer must go down a little bit, but the price has gone
Yeah.
up, so
I mean,
Yeah.
plus, once we get out of the snow season too,
Yeah,
until they start hauling on a job or something, it's not gonna be
Yeah.
that much.
No.
It'll kinda,
no,
like, slow down a little bit until we,
no average out. Yeah. All right, any other questions on the highway? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Library orders February 16th, 2022 to March 15th, 2022.
I move.
Is there a second on that?
I'll second.
All right, any discussion?
Is this, the property and casualties, that's not for the year, is it?
no, quarter.
Quarter?
Order.
We get billed quarterly for that.
Is that, do you know what that bill was for the elevator? Is that just the annual inspection or something?
That is, I think it's, I put in there, it's the,
Service contract, 2 months,
right, they must get billed, it's the first, they must get billed every 2 months for it.
yeah.
Cause
Okay,
the date was like from February, it was
Yeah.
March through the end of April, so it's like
Yeah.
March and April.
yeah. Okay. All right, any other discussion on the library orders? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, aye. Ayes have it. Payroll orders February 16th, 2022 to March 15th, 2022. I entertain a motion on them.
I'll make a motion to accept yours, David's.
Alright, a second on that, please? Second over here, any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. What do we got here? Library payroll orders, February 16th, 2022 to March 15th, 2022. Motion on that?
I don't see that one.
I don't see no library.
Library orders?
They're in there.
It's underneath this one. I don't know what this
Oh, there it
is.
is.
Oh, is this just a, that must be a loose paper for payroll.
It's on the
Oh.
back, anything on the payroll on that.
So the loose paper
Okay.
is my selectman check because I have,
Oh.
I'm paid by the rec department, which is a department of the town.
Yep.
Kathy had to print it off separately to make it be in the payroll.
Oh, okay.
orders.
Oh, so we need to prove that too?
We need to approve it, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask you what it was,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we'll finish the library one. Is everyone missing this library payroll
No, I
order?
found it.
You got it? Okay. If everyone's good, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move.
Alright,
I'll second.
okay. Any discussion?
They got 7 employees, but most of them are part-time tonight, so.
Yes,
So who's the full, how many
two
full-time?
full-time, Abigail is full-time,
Yeah,
and Hillary is, she's
Yeah.
working her way up to full-time, she's 30 hours a week right now, but she will be 40, I think she's still,
have any of them signed on for the benefit package?
no,
Huh?
They have any intention of signing on? You don't know.
I didn't initially, so, yeah, that changes it.
no, I mean, that can change any time, someone could decide they want to, but,
Yeah.
I mean, the ones who qualify for retirement, receive retirement.
You gotta be, we're paying retirement anyway.
Right, exactly,
We only-
to the full-time people, so there's 2 people that work enough hours to
Yeah,
touch the municipal retirement, so we do 2 of them do have the retirement, municipal retirement.
So just 2 municipal?
so
or-
it
Yeah.
must be pushing
Just
the
2.
hours
The
here.
2 full-timers, and you have to work
Seems like a little
over
bit long.
24 hours a week in order, and everyone else is below 24 hours a week.
If
She
they
was
were to
hired
go
much for the
to,
part-time.
I know, yeah.
if they were to go to more, another full-time employee, how would that affect the budget we put together? Would it have a,
It would have an effect. yeah.
Absolutely. That's why we made it clear that there can only be 2
We've approved
full-time
2.
employees and that's it. Yeah. And everyone else has worked less than that, so. Yeah. Alright, any other discussion on this?
just a question for Kathy, everything
No,
is
that's
going good?
Yeah.
You get the information and you don't have any?
Yeah, no, we're doing good.
Okay.
Okay, super. I got a first and a second, right?
Did you,
Yeah.
you did that
Yeah, I
one?
gotta, I'll come back to that one second.
It was
the
first and the second?
First and a second, yep.
I,
Oh, did, you don't make a no
I
motion?
move,
Okay,
I don't know if anybody's
I did.
seconded.
okay, you seconded it, alright. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, ayes have it, and then we need to approve the payroll,
General.
this one's payroll date 2/16/2022 to 3/15/2022. And it's for the payroll for Nicole.
Make a motion,
Yeah.
I'll make the motion, to accept them.
Alright, Neil.
Noted.
Alright, any second on that?
See you, Neil.
Alright, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, aye.
No.
Ayes have it. Okay,
Thanks.
all those done.
Um,
Any other necessary business, recess, okay, we gotta go in, recess our select board meeting to go in liquor
What
control
are we gonna
board.
do?
So I need a motion to,
This is gonna really.
I move that
We're gonna stop.
No,
we convey the liquor control board to renew licenses for 2022.
I'll second it.
alright, you second on that. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, aye. Ayes have it, we're now in liquor control. We have a couple liquor controls to approve.
we have 4 new ones to renew. None of them have any violations. The 4 we're looking to renew are Dollar General, Fiddler's on the Green, which is the, St. Albans golf
Golf
course.
course, yeah.
And they have a first class, a third class, and an outside consumption license. The first class is the beer and wine, the second class is the harder alcohol, and then the outside is their little cart that goes
Yep,
around
yep.
the golf course. And then North Country Bait and
You
Tackle.
mean to tell me when people are playing golf, they can order a beer?
Oh, yeah.
Earl, where you been? You've been doing that for
Where are
years.
you parked in the parking lot? Neil thinks you put your lights on, left your lights on.
Oh, holy shit.
Your red car? Your
Yeah,
little,
little orange
second
Chevy.
car in,
Yeah.
you left the lights on. So, I want you to get home tonight.
I got a jumper pack.
You do?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna worry about that.
Unless my kids stole
Thank
the
you, thank
I
you.
got jumper cables.
Yeah, you better hope they didn't take them out.
Yeah, I got jumper cables. I keep them under the seat.
I did
Um,
that. I did that the other
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve these liquor control licenses as just read, we just read.
I move, Gage.
I'll say
A
it.
second on that?
I'll say it.
I'll second it.
Mark just seconded it. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I
Aye.
can sign any.
Ayes have it.
Yeah, anywhere.
Entertain a motion to go back into our regular meeting.
I'll make a
adjourn liquor
motion.
control.
I move.
Alright. Do we have any correspondence?
We do, but
Did you straighten that one out?
probably come up in executive
Okay.
session.
Yep.
You're amazing.
Alright. Public comment, anybody got anything else under public comment that's not on the agenda?
Nope.
All good, alright. Upcoming events, planning commission
Alright.
meeting. What's that? You good?
Yeah.
Planning commission meeting Wednesday, March 16th, 7 PM, Swanton Town Hall, 1 Academy Street. DRB meeting is Thursday, March 31st, 2022 at 6 PM at Swanton Village Complex, 121st Street. Select Board regular meeting Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, 7 PM, Swanton Town Hall, 1 Academy Street. I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for personnel and real estate.
I move.
I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
I make a motion to come out of executive session at 8:57.
I'll second that.
Alright, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it, now in our regular meeting. Action taken.
Alright, I'll make a motion that, we raise the, salary for the health control officer to $350.
Yeah.
$350
$350.
A month.
And a month, and we want to have Brian make sure she notifies her that she is entitled to mileage.
Yeah.
I don't know if that needs to be part of the motion or not, but at least,
It's in there.
Official.
I second it.
It's official.
Yeah.
Here, a second here, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. I think that's it, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion we adjourn at 8:58.
Second.
Second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, we're adjourned.